Hello, how you doing? We're in Salt Lake City, Utah for the Utah State Fair tonight. So if you might hear a little bit of rumbling in the room, there's some bands playing on stage right now. So, but since we're just kind of back here killing some time, I thought maybe we'd do a Facebook Live real quick. And before I start though, I want to let you know that I'm going to be going to the studio the first part of October. And we're doing an EP. And Mac McInally is going to produce it. And hopefully we can have something out by, the end of the year sometime. And we'll keep you posted on that for sure. So going in the studio the first part of October, and we'll see what happens after that. So I'm going to go ahead and play one of these old songs. One of my favorite story songs that Dad wrote. It's on the Powder River album. It's called Johnson County War. Headed for Wyoming in 1882. A woman, a team, and a wagon. Gonna make our dreams come true. Settled in the foothills of the Bighorn Mountain slope. Life was sweet and we lived on the meat of the deer and the antelope. We cut house logs up on the mountain. With the team, we hauled them down. Peeled them and we stacked them up out some bottom ground. Traded for some cattle, turned them out on the open range. Skies were blue, but we never knew how things were gonna change. Oh, Powder River, you're muddy and you're wide. How many men have died along the shore? When you brand a man a rustler, he's gotta take a side. There's no middle ground in this Johnson County war. Well, the rider came by yesterday while I was outside chopping wood. They filled me in on the local news, there ain't none of it sounded good. Said there'd been some cattle stealing by some no-count outlaw band. We'd all been branded rustlers by the big ranchers of this land. So it was us against the cattlemen, and the years just made it worse. First the drought, and then the tough winter Johnson County would dealt a curse. Then there came the story about the two Dry Gulch attacks. Ranger Jones and John Tisdale both shot in the back. Oh, Powder River, you're muddy and you're wide. How many men have died along your shore? When you brand a man a rustler, it's got to take a side. There's no middle ground in this Johnson County war. Then a rider came, let's see again. Okay. And then last night at supper time, one of the riders stopped by a chance. Said the cattlemen and their hired guns just burned the KC Ranch. 2 men had died this morning, shot down in the snow. Now the vigilante army was on the march to Buffalo. Well, the county was in an uproar and every man settled up to ride. They caught the outlaws at the TA Ranch and surrounded all four sides. They held the house with bullets, sworn they were going to pay. And then the cavalry came across the plains. Once again, they saved the day. Well, they marched them off to Cheyenne, and no one went to jail. The cattlemen were all turned loose, and their hired guns hit the trail. So I guess the only justice wasn't much, to say the least. Last winter, me and mine ate mighty fine on the cattle bearing beef. Oh, Powder River, you're muddy and you're wide. How many men have died along your shore? When you brand a man a rustler, he's got to take a side. There's no middle ground in this Johnson County war. There's no middle ground in this Johnson County war. Well, I missed a few words up in there, but y'all get the point. So thanks for listening, and yeah, stay tuned for that new EP coming out. Hopefully maybe the end of November sometime. We'll see. All right.